Greetings, everybody. Pastor Muse here, St. Paul's Lutheran Church in Alliance, Ohio. It's a video today to talk a little bit about an aspect of our congregational meeting that's coming up next Sunday, February the 14th. We'll be gathering at 12:30 for our annual congregational meeting. And one of the things on the agenda is to replace the blower for the organ. So I wanted to give a little bit of a videography, a little bit of a video institute on what we're talking about and why we need to do this and why we're proposing it. So as you can see behind me, some of the ranks of the organ pipes. Our organ here in the building, it has been in this building for 45 plus years, 46 years now, and it came from the previous church down at Cambridge and Linden. We have approximately 2,600 pipes that contain the sounding of the organ that plays all of the notes, plus our manuals. We have 3 key manuals plus 1 foot pedal manual. It's an extensive instrument. It was refurbished back in the mid-90s, and we've been continuing to do updating and working on it as it's being tuned and maintenanced. The primary aspect of the organ is that it is done through air pressure. And so what we're talking about replacing is the organ blower itself. Now, the organ blower itself is at least 60 years old. More than that. It came from Cambridge and Linden, and it was probably there long before it moved out of that building. The organ blower is an electric motor that creates air pressure that then fills the reservoirs, which then makes the organ speak. So what we're going to do, first we're going to go up into the organ loft so you can get a little bit of a picture of what is up there and how this intricate and wonderful instrument works. Then we're going to go down to the basement to see the organ blower itself. Most people in the congregation don't get visions of either of these because that's the point. They're tucked away so that the instrument can work, but you don't need to see all the intricate workings of it. So we're going to do that, and as we do that, I'm going to explain some of what you're looking at in hopes that when we go to the point of the meeting next week, you'll have a clear picture of what the Congregational Council is asking the congregation to approve. So first we're going to go up into the organ chamber itself. Not all the way up. For those of you who know me, I'm not a real big fan of heights, so we're only going to go up a little bit. But I'm going to show you the inner workings of the organ chamber itself and some of the different pipes and some of the reservoirs. And then we're going to go down into the basement to where the organ blower is, so you can actually see that for yourself. That way then you have a picture in your mind. You have a visual of what we're asking. So first we are going to go to the organ chamber itself. So we'll be right back at the organ chamber. Okay folks, so here we are up in the organ chamber. I'm just going to give you a little bit of a picture of what's going on up here. The organ currently is turned off because if it was on, then it would be really, really loud. But what we're looking at here, what's right in front of you right now, this is a reservoir. And this box here fills up with air. And then out of that box goes to these different pipes, these different metal, plastic pipes that fill and then fill up these different organ pipes. We can see the organ pipes above me. And then there's ranks and ranks. And it actually goes up into the next floor. If I can zoom up here a little bit. So you can see that goes all the way up to the steeple of the church. So this is the organ chamber. There's another reservoir there. And there's another reservoir there. And then there's reservoirs up onto the next the next level. We've got big pipes over here. You can see over here, these are the wood pipes. So there's wood and metal pipes of all kinds of different sizes and shapes. So how these work, there's another reservoir there. how these work is these reservoirs fill with air. And when they fill with air, then whomever is playing the organ, when they push a key or a pedal, then it opens up that particular pipe to take the air in and then speak. It's a very fascinating and very complicated and intricate system of both electronics and air. All kinds of different shapes and sizes of pipes. So this is the organ chamber itself. So when you're in the sanctuary and you're looking at the altar, you see the pipes above the altar. Well, these are the pipes behind the pipes above the altar. And there's all kinds of different things up here. It's very fascinating. Like I said, I'm not one to climb heights, so I'm only about 6 feet off the ground. But I wanted you to get a picture of the intricacy of what we do, what this organ does, and some of these reservoirs. Now, some of these we've had some repair on these corners here. As you can see, this is called a gusset. That's the corner where the leather comes together. So this is the organ chamber itself. You can see over here, maybe you can see it, see if I can get a good picture of it. There's some electronics, there's a whole lot of wires, and all kinds of stuff. So this is more of an amateur videography here, but I just wanted you to get a picture, an idea of what's up here and what we're working with, so that you know the intricacy of this instrument, because this instrument is a very intricate and complex instrument to work with. So this is just a glimpse of the organ chamber, probably more than most people have seen in their time here at St. Paul's. And like I said, this is only one floor. There's another floor of organ pipes above my head up into that oculus opening up there into the third floor. But so this is the chamber and the pipes that fuel and cause the organ to speak and give us the beautiful music that we enjoy. So now I'm going to take you down to the organ blower itself to show you what feeds this instrument. It's not on because it'd be very loud up here. You wouldn't be able to hear my voice real well. So we'll save that. But this is our instrument. And I wanted you to make sure that you understood what was taking place and why we needed to do it. So we'll be back. Next stop is the organ blower itself. We're back again, brothers and sisters, and what you're looking at now is the actual organ blower itself. This is a large motor, an electric motor here right in front of me. And that motor then spins and feeds air into this bellow back here. And that bellow then creates the pressure that comes up here to this very big reservoir. This very big reservoir here. This reservoir then fills with air until it reaches pressure and then flows up this pipe and up into the organ chamber itself. Now I am down in the basement and I am down the hallway by the boiler room back past the choir room. So this is the organ blower itself. It's a very large motor. And it, like I said, it spins, builds up pressure into this bellows here, which then fills up this reservoir. And this reservoir then goes ahead and feeds up into the organ itself. So what we're looking at here is we're looking at replacing this unit here, the organ blower. And why are we doing that? Well, as I had indicated in the beginning, this piece of equipment is probably at least 60 years old. And over time, it has diminished in its capability of fully feeding the organ with enough air to allow the organ to speak to its full potential. Now, the organ blower itself has not malfunctioned. It is not broken. It has just over time declined in its capability of allowing the organ to speak to its full potential. And so the vision, the recommendation, is to replace this piece here with a new piece that will allow for the organ itself to speak to its fullest potential. And so our organ company that has been maintaining the organ, they have a unit in place that would do what we are looking for it to do, and they have given us their quote to replace it. So we are looking at replacing this unit right here that will then fully capably fill the reservoirs and cause the organ to speak to its fullest capability and potential. So this is the organ blower itself. Not many people get a chance to see this, mainly because not many people really want to. But this is what drives the instrument. This is the heartbeat, if you will, the lungs and life force of the organ is this unit right here. And it's pretty extensive. It's a pretty extensive unit. And this is what we are looking at and recommending replacement so that our organ will function to its fullest capability, will speak and will praise God to the fullest capability of what our organ can do. Wow, was that exciting or what? You know, I grew up watching Mr. Rogers, and Mr. Rogers would always go to different places. I thought that'd be cool someday. Well, that's kind of a little bit of what about what Mr. Rogers did, mixed with a little bit of how it's made. But you can see basically how the organ works. Now, as the pastor, I know a little bit about it. There are probably many more technical questions and a much more technical explanation. And that would be wonderful. We've got people in the congregation that certainly can do that. However, for the sake of what we're facing next Sunday, for the sake of the question on the agenda for next Sunday, I hope this gives you a little bit of a better picture about how this instrument works and why we want to move forward with this project, so that our instrument can speak to its fullest capability for the sake not only of praising God, but also for the sake of the community of faith. If you have any questions about it after this video, please feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to reach out to the church. But I wanted to make just a little of an opportunity for you to be able to see what we're doing and how things work, because once we get an idea, it helps us better make the decision for what's taking place. Have a great day. Whatever your day brings, have a great day. We look forward to seeing you on the 14th and moving forward with the mission of the church. God bless you.